800 more people died of obesity-related causes. And tomorrow, 800 people will die of obesity-related causes, and it's an ongoing thing. Right now, we're at 800 people a day with a direct relationship to obesity-caused death, and it's growing. The numbers are not getting smaller; they're getting much more, unfortunately, larger each and every year. So yes, we can put a dent and then a major blow to this phenomenon of killer disease, and looking at it from a pharmacological perspective, we know that inside the human body, the major reason that all this stuff is happening, and back in about 1985 when they told everybody, you must go on a low-fat diet, well, goodness gracious, you would have thought low-fat diet would have solved a lot of things, but it increased the weight load of people getting blood pressure problems, diabetes, all kinds of things. So it definitely has a lot to do with who we are and what we eat. And when I took a hard, serious look at my own personal lifestyle and realizing, wow, you're supposed to be Mr. Healthy, Dr. Charlie Rouse, I realized that there were a lot of things that I needed to get out of my lifestyle that were a detriment to my better health. And a lot of this stuff we're going to talk about tonight begins with the coloration white. It's like anything that came from a wheat source. It's white flour, white sugar. Those kind of things put a major dent in the ability of our weight loss program, and we don't want to be all dented up. We want to be able to lose. So I started looking at what I was eating on a daily basis, and it was a no-brainer that the number one reason for people having difficulty losing in the American commodity, the Canadian commodity, people from South America, Mexico, the number one reason is in the wheat, W-H-E-A-T. And when I lost the wheat, I lost major amounts of weight. I was able to double weight loss simply because wheat is not what wheat used to be. Back in 1985, when the industry became very commercialized, they were looking for ways to produce more wheat per acre, and in order to do that, they changed the chromosome genetic makeup. They mess with the genes. They mess with the genetic chromosomes, and we went from 14 chromosomes to 20, and now we have Frankenstein's monster in every piece of whole wheat bread. Oh, wait a minute, you told me whole wheat's going to be healthy. No, I didn't tell you that, but somebody probably did. 2 pieces of whole wheat bread are going to be more insulin inductive than 1 Snicker bar or 1 can of sweetened cola, whether it's Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, or Coca-Cola. 1 can equals 2 of the whole wheat bread. So people cannot say with any medical clarity that whole wheat bread is healthy. It is not. And when we get over there into the white bread that's been refined even further and polished even more, it becomes even more unhealthy. So when we look at the buns, the hamburger buns and the hot dog buns and the sandwich buns and the sub buns and the pizza pieces, and we look at the pasta bowls and we look at the crackers, that's wheat. That is W-H-E-A-T. And when wheat is removed from the scenario, things begin to happen for the better. Wheat is wheat, even the whole grain wheat. So what's in wheat that makes it detrimental? Well, it's a 3-way quagmire. But the major thing is one of the ingredients of wheat is so fast to be absorbed into the metabolism It's called amylopectin, amylopectin A. Now, yeah, I know you've heard about gluten in bread, and nobody's really heard about gliadin, and nobody knows about amylopectin A except biochemists. But those three things, amylopectin A, gliadin, and gluten, when you have a combination of those three ingredients from wheat, it causes major hormonal disruptions. So when you eliminate the wheat, you eliminate the problem. And there's no doubt about it, contrary to popular scientific opinion, wheat is the unhealthy whole grain. So on the computer board, some are able to watch us on the webinar. I wrote a question this afternoon that popped into my thinking, and it says, why is it that some people can eat all the food they want and still stay thin, while others seem to gain weight if they merely look at a cookie? And the bottom line, the major reason, the answer summed up in one word: metabolism. So what happens in metabolism that we need to address tonight? What's going to make this Visi weight loss capsule, one pill a day, become phenomenal, become the very ultimate, become the superior to any other weight loss product on the market? Well, you see, anytime you bring in sugar to the body, and wheat is sugar producing. So when you bring in a cookie, a cracker, a pasta, a piece of bread, whatever it is, the white portion that's coming in, when it comes our way, and then we might address it with a piece of baked potato or a French fry, or we might chase it down with white rice, or there's a lot of things that are there, or even corn can raise your sugar level immediately. Sugar is sugar, and when your sugar levels go up, high blood sugar is going to say, what you going to do about that? So the islet oblongahorn, the pancreas, pumps insulin to try to bring down sugar. And the foods that readily, too fast, convert to sugar will cause your insulin levels to go above and beyond the normal range. And when it raises a ruckus by rising too quickly, the wheat, the corn, the white potato, the white rice, the refined sugar, that's going to cause your blood insulin to stay up higher than would normally be. And high blood insulin is now going to cause the hormone to shift. Instead of being a sugar-burning, energy-producing hormone, insulin in the blood that doesn't belong in the blood becomes a monstrous fat storage hormone. Insulin is a fat storage hormone, and that's going to provoke visceral fat. That's the belly fat. That's the omentum. That's what usually would be the protective barrier to our internal organs. But now it becomes the fluffy pillow for our internal organs, and the visceral fat becomes very quick to accumulate. It'll lay down structure, it'll plump up, it'll get all kinds of fatty, gummy tissue in there so quick. And as soon as the visceral fat begins to accumulate, hoard itself, the body sends a signal out that says, we got a fire down here. That's called a inflammatory signal. And when these little C-reactive proteins and homocysteines and all these fire agents start signaling an inflammatory signal, it's going to cause the muscle to be protective and the liver to become very cautious. And when the muscle and the liver tissue become in response to inflammation, those cell tissues that would normally allow insulin to burn sugar will close up, and it's called insulin resistance. Muscle cells, liver cells that usually handle insulin perfectly now become insulin non-respondent, insulin resistance. And when these tissues respond less and less to more and more insulin, you have to remember insulin is a fat storage hormone. So now the cells are very resistant to insulin. So the pancreas senses, well, we still got sugar out there. What do? Produce greater and more amounts of insulin. And now the body pumps more insulin out there. And it becomes a vicious cycle because the cell is not going to let the insulin work or come in. Insulin resistance causes more insulin production, which causes fat storage, increased deposits of visceral fat, which then says, what am I going to do with the fat? More inflammation. When you get inflammation in the artery, when you get inflammation in the soft tissue, the liver, the lung, the kidney, the adrenals, the thyroid, get thyroiditis for a minute. Get inflammation in your thyroid and see if your metabolism doesn't shut down so aggressively. And now we have insulin resistance. And the way to find out if you do is measure the girth. And if you got belly fat, you've got insulin resistance. And what's the key? The key is to stop wheat. Wheat is genetically modified. There is no healthy wheat left. You cannot find a piece of pasta or bread or gliadin, gluten, amylopectin free. So there's no doubt about it. Contrary to popular scientific opinion, wheat is the unhealthy reason. And all I can say is that until myself, I, and my precious wife Janice underwent a radical wheatectomy, we got serious. Wheatectomy was on the agenda. All those weight loss efforts that we tried eventually would be sabotaged. We might lose 5 or 10, boom, here it comes back 5 or 10, with 2 more to boot. And then it made it poor self-control because wheat causes ravenous appetite. Wheat causes sugar cravings. Wheat causes junk food desires. We got rid of the wheat, we got rid of the sweet tooth. We got rid of the wheat, we got rid of the junk food cravings. We got rid of the wheat. Now our appetite was majorly controlled. So now when the Visi weight loss comes in, we got a happy feeling. We got a sense of well-being. We got a metabolism that's allowing the body to be insulin productive instead of insulin resistance. See, the nutrition in Visi weight loss, the essence of the Arctic cloudberry and the lingonberry are in the product to wake up the cell in the muscle and in the liver to be responsive to the insulin. So the Visi weight loss now becomes the aggressor to a very difficult situation. So we bring on the green tea extract, the L-carnitine, the geranium oil extract, the rice tea leaf extract, and now we're bringing insulin into the cell, burning up energy. You see, when wheat increases blood sugar more profoundly than sugar itself, that's a major problem. What do you mean by that, Dr. Charlie? Well, I mean, in medical science, we measure the load of a food by how well the body utilizes it. And a tablespoonful of white, granulated, refined sugar, just plain old Dixie crystal sugar, just white sugar, that glycemic index on that product is miserably high at, say, 65. But wheat is at 75, 80. So you see the glycemic index of wheat is higher than the glycemic index of sugar. And we all know that excess sugar is profoundly difficult to losing any weight. So when we looked at the foods that have high glycemic indexes, we found that wheat was right up there with a baked potato, right up there with a sugar cookie, right up there with a can of Coca-Cola sweetened with high fructose corn syrup. And all this does is trigger greater insulin release, which means more visceral fat, which means bigger bellies. And because wheat is the leading culprit, the leading reason that so many millions of people are heading down the path to type 2 diabetes, we need to send the alarm that we've got the product that wakes up your cells. We've got the lifestyle that will give you much benefit. And when we teach the people that we need to get off of wheat, and for many people, I'll discuss what Janice and I both personally got off of, how much better things get. You see, wheat sends the blood sugar level straight up. That initiates the glucose insulin roller coaster. You're up with sugar, down with sugar, up with sugar, down with sugar. But insulin doesn't go away. It stays out there in the blood. And insulin is a fat storage hormone. And now, when wheat comes in and the sugar level goes up and the insulin level goes higher than that, wheat starts forming an exorphin. You know, endorphins make you feel good. Exorphins are toxic poisons to the brain. And your brain has a conniption fit. And it knows not what to do but to grow more of that belly fat. So for Janice and I, we personally got very serious about that, and we said, well, you know, we just went on a whiteout diet for 10 to 14 days. That was very strict. No rice, no potato, no bread, no wheat bread, not even whole wheat brown bread, off the agenda. And we even took seriousness of glycemic load in corn, because corn is also genetically modified, and corn causes blood sugars to exceedingly be high and insulin levels to rush. So we said, look, let's give this thing a good chance. Let's bring our blood glucose sugar under control. And we went on that special diet. Now, what did we eat? We ate a lot of stuff. We ate fruits, all kinds of fruits, with no added sugar, but the fruit that comes sugared is good. We ate vegetables. We didn't bread it because that's wheat, and we didn't fry it because we all know that that's not healthy. And then we got over there and we said, you know, I kind of miss my sandwich. I kind of miss my cheese toast or my cinnamon toast. What am I going to eat for breakfast? What kind of cereal can I eat that doesn't have wheat? Well, I said, we're going to have to read the label a little bit closer. So Miss Janice goes over and I said, I bet Rice Krispies don't have wheat in it. And to our amazement, on the side panel, there's wheat. Rice Krispies are made out of wheat. You would have thought being a Rice Krispie made out of rice. Forget that. The name and the label have to speak. Do I eat oatmeal? Yes, that's not wheat. Do I eat granola? Yes, if it says no wheat. Do I eat cereal? Sure, rice checks, no wheat. So I didn't have to give up my cereal after all, did I? Well, what am I going to buy for bread? A lot of gluten-free breads on the market, but I started tasting some of these gluten-free breads, and I wasn't too tickled about how palatable this was or that was. But I found out there were some good-tasting gluten-free bread, like one of the brands that Janice and I personally buy. We buy over there in the freezer section next to the frozen biscuits. No more biscuits because that's wheat. But the bread, UDI, that's a brand name that we've come to love, UDI. It's good. It's made with a whole grain rice, and it's healthy. No blood sugar fluctuations, no insulin derivative problems, and no fat storage. And instead of a baked potato like a russet or a white potato, we went for sweet potatoes, or the little bitty small red jacketed potatoes. They're not detrimental to the blood sugar nor the insulin level. And then beans and peas, good. Dairy products, fine. Yogurt, A-OK. Oh, you say, but yogurt has sugar. That's okay, a little bit. Moderation, small amounts, no problem at all. And here we go. We still keep our protein. We eat eggs out the kazoo, fish, tuna, chicken, turkey, white pork, lean ground beef, steak, whey protein powders, all that stuff on the agenda, on the agenda. So really, what did Janice and I have to give up? Wheat and corn. Was it maximized? Did it do us any good? Well, we started in November, so we wanted to do it in the hardest times of the year. That's called Thanksgiving and Christmas. We had parties, we had guests, we had dinners. We go out to eat quite a bit. Our children are grown. We're in and out doing this and doing that, so we eat out a lot. And now that we go out or if we eat at home, no matter what, we have found that when we left wheat and corn out of our diet, from November till today, Janice and Charlie together have lost a combined total of 60 pounds. 60 pounds. And that's by taking on an all-new eat anything you want but leave the wheat and corn alone. We go out to pizza parlors and we can order chicken without breading, or we can order pizza and eat everything off the top and leave the pizza bones on the table. We had a big banquet one time back during Christmas, and the chef or the lady cooked this gorgeous lasagna. I mean, it must have had 8 layers. So I said, well, I'm not going to be ugly or hurt somebody's feelings, so I got me the biggest helping of lasagna you could ever have. Ate everything out of the middle and left the lasagna pasta bones on my plate. teaching myself how to behave. Because I know if I give in, then I will feel miserable, feel bloated, feel full, won't have an appetite control, because wheat-free means appetite control. But guess what else wheat-free, corn-free means? Better blood glucose levels for sure, but it also lowers cholesterol, lowers triglyceride, and weight loss, unhealthy belly fat, that's moving away. And intestinal woes, anybody who has an inflammatory bowel discomfort, you're going to love wheat-free dieting. Bone density, bones get much stronger when wheat is taken. Yes, you heard it. Wheat causes osteopenia. Wheat causes osteoporosis. People who are chronically plagued with pain and inflammation, it's noticeable all throughout the body. Wheat reduction reduces pain and moves your threshold to a stronger level. And there's some low-grade inflammation that you can't feel that hardens your arteries and even can be the major culprit in Alzheimer's disease. So understand, wheat is addictive. Wheat is an addictive chemistry. Amyloid, pectin, A, gliadin, and gluten are highly addictive, and that's what makes you crave junk foods. A chance of a fatty liver is drastically reduced when you get on a white-out diet and you start eliminating the chances of cataracts, wrinkledy skin, dowager's hump. You know, that's on the back. Some ladies are very associated in the aging process with a dowager's hump. That's a fat accumulation in the back of the hump of the back. And truly, because wheat-free, corn-free is the best anti-aging nutritional diet in the world, because it stops advanced glycated end products. That's spelled AGEH. We're looking at a world that 800 people every day are dying in America from obesity-related causes. Can't that be a warning? Can't we conquer carbohydrate addiction? Can't we just say no to wheat? Yes, we can, and yes, we will lose weight. Can't we just try it for a week? Yes, we must, and you'll see that it stops your carbohydrate carvings immediately. Can't we just purpose together to say, I'm going to make Visi weight loss work 2 times better for me? Yes, you can. And you're going to be on your way to the best of good health in as little as 3 simple days. So I'm telling you, there's no doubt about it that a wheat belly is a major culprit to bad help. But when you start reducing the wheat in your diet, and 2 slices of whole wheat bread can increase your blood sugar more than 2 tablespoonfuls of pure sugar. And that goes for whether you're looking at it from a Snicker bar or a Coca-Cola. Whole wheat is not what people tell you it is. Unhealthy when it comes to health. And we're on the health winning side with Visi. So to better health to all of us, as we say a rip-roaring, yes I can, to insulin resistance. And Gloria, that's the rest of the story.